anxiety, anxiety, anxiety.
Did I get it?
Doechii is an artist that I've particularly grown fond over the past year because simply how entertaining she is as a musician. Before Denial of a River blew up, I remember thinking how much fun that track was in particular and being really happy that it became one of her most popular songs. She gave very theater kid energy, and I mean that in the best way possible. And just the way she came off on every track, she had so much energy and it made it so much fun to listen to. Her song What It Is was my introduction to her, and while I did like the song, it wasn't until Balloon off Chromacopia when I really decided to finally give her music a chance. She bounced off Tyler's energy so well on that song, and it was a surprise to hear her on the album because I never expected her to be on such a mainstream album. Also, she was on Prog Freak by Smino. That song bangs, you should go listen to it. Alligator Bites Never Heal, however, was the mixtape that really sold me on her music. And I think it did for so many people, which is why it won a Grammy against mid, good, and I haven't heard it, but I heard good things. So the question of the video is, why is she getting so much hate?
Hey, Peggy, let me talk to him one time. Hold up.
Before I start this video, I want to make one thing very clear. If you genuinely don't like Doechii's music, that's completely fine. This is a video not targeted at you. If you have genuine reasons on why you don't like her music, that's completely fine. Leave them in the comments below. Let's start a conversation. I'm completely down to hear your reasoning. But I'm specifically talking about the people who just blindly hate her music, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. I wanted to make a quick video talking about the Doechii hate because I feel like it came out of a lot of angles, and fuck it, we already know it's Anxiety. Let me start by saying, I don't like Anxiety as a song. I think it's fine as a song, but I honestly just think it sounds really amateur. It has some neat wordplay, and I think to somebody I used to know beats sounds really nice with Doechii's voice. But the lyrics are really basic, and you can really tell this was a very early song by her. Yeah, this is a song from 2019. This came from Doechii's Coven music series that later got sampled by Sleepy Hollow back in 2023, which then when the song blew up again, she decided to finally drop it on streaming with new re-recorded vocals. She even shouts out Sleepy Hollow in the post, which I think is very sweet. So with that context in mind, I still think it's not that great, but hey, it makes sense why it's not that great. It's an old song made by an artist that was just starting out, and it's only now releasing because her diehards really wanted this song on streaming. So with that context in mind, now I could say, calm down, Jesus Christ! I'm not trying to pretend like Anxiety is a good song. I'm not even trying to pretend that I'm not sick of hearing about this song. But there are some people who are treating this song like it defies her career, and I think that's ridiculous. I've even heard people call this song the worst song of this decade, which, first off, we know now it's not from this decade, it's from last decade. And two, even comparing this to the worst of this decade, dog, you just need to listen to more music. I'm sorry. It feels really similar to how people reacted to Not Like Us last year, because it felt like for a while you couldn't escape that song, and eventually, people got really sick of it. So I understand why people don't like Anxiety and might be sick of hearing it. But calm down, it's not that bad. Literally before deciding to make this video, I heard the song in full and just thought, this is it. Because to me, it's really not that bad. It just sounds like a really generic song. Yet people write her entire music career off just because of this song. And I can't lie, it does annoy me. She's such a fun artist, and I hate how so many people write her off just because Anxiety is kind of mid. Now that I got that out of my system, I want to address some other stuff with the Doechii hate, and this one kind of makes sense, but at the same time is also kind of overblown, which is the now infamous Hot Ones clip where she basically said straight men are her red flags. I'm just gonna be straight up with you.
Don't care. Don't care.
Was it kind of a weird thing to say? Yeah, it was. Do I understand why people would criticize that? Yeah, I get that. Do I really think it's a valid reason to hate on someone? Nope, not really. Best feeling is when you hate an artist for no reason, and then they give you the perfect reason to hate them. I hate Twitter. I'm so glad I'm off that platform. I am so glad I'm off that platform. While we're here, as recording this video, another controversy came. Just in time. just in time. So apparently Doechii is gonna be on the Timeless remix featuring Weeknd and Cardi, and to be honest, I'm sorry, this is so corny. Look, I agree with the fact that the song doesn't need a remix. Timeless is already a great song, and I feel like adding anyone to it would be a detriment to that song. But we all know why this is getting hate, right? Because the thing is, are people hating on this because it's a remix of Timeless, which realistically doesn't need a remix? Or are people hating on this because it's Doechii on the remix? There are tons of remixes that I don't think are necessary that either I fuck with or I just pretend doesn't exist. For example, I don't care about the Life is Good remix. I think it's okay, but I just never want to hear it again. But I really like the Ransom remix with Tekka. I think Juice WRLD's verse adds a lot to the song. You know how many useless remixes that I don't care about releases every year? If I got mad at every single one of those remixes, why am I getting mad at remixes? I just don't understand why people got so upset at this remix in particular.
I don't know why this just made me so mad. Like, this actually irritated me. This actually ruined my day. Like, no offense to her, but I'm not trying to see that, gang. I don't want to see Cardi and Doechii making music together. I don't even want to see them collab in any type of way. I'm just hoping, I'm praying that Cardi has nothing to do with this. I'm praying. But it's just like, Cardi don't need to work with certain people.
Cardi worked with everyone with a pulse. What are you talking about? Why him working with Lotto is fine? Why is him working with Camila Cabello is fine? But all of a sudden, him being on the Timeless remix with Doechii, all of a sudden, oh, whoa, Cardi, don't go too far. It's not even his song. Fully enough, I've been recording for so long that it came out. It was fine. Yeah, it was just fine. I didn't mind it. The final reason is that a lot of people think she's an industry plant. Now this could be an entire video on its own, but I started the script of the video, realized that there's people who did this topic way better than I could, and just decided to make it about Doechii in general. Now we already know this isn't true because her most popular song is a song from 2019, as we saw from earlier. Let's examine this a bit further. Her first gain of popularity was back in 2022 when she released the song Yucky Blucky Fruitcake, which became a really popular song at the time. This song also helped her get signed by Top Dog Entertainment, which gave her her industry connections, which allowed her to work with other artists like Rico Nasty, Smino, and of course, Top Dog's own Isaiah Rashad and SZA. Then in 2023, What It Is with Kodak Black ended up being her first Billboard hit, peaking at number 29. Then in August of last year, she dropped her mixtape, which started to gain traction, peaking at the billboards at number 10. Then in late December, it returned to the billboards due to Denial Is a River blowing up on TikTok. And I can go on, man. There is so much stuff that proves that she's not an industry plant that I really just think this is just another case of people throwing that word around. Everything she did was organic. She wasn't an artist who blew up out of nowhere and started creating really soulless music. She's an artist who's been here for a while. I just find it ironic because every time a new generation of artists comes in, everyone is so quick to call them an industry plant. It happened with Billy, it happened with Travis, and now it's happening to Doechii. And I am just so tired of this word just being spread around to literally every new artist that just blows up. To me, Doechii is one of the most exciting hip-hop artists rising up right now. And I'm super excited to see where her career goes. It feels like a lot of the talent that was supposed to be a part of this generation either passed away or is just kind of washed up now to the point where they're just not really taking advantage of the genre or trying to really make anything all that special. But I think up and coming artists like Doechii, or really anyone who's been blowing up over these past 2 years, represents a change in that genre. And I think that's quite positive. And yeah, there are people right now who are really dismissive over these new artists because they can't really look past the one-hit wonder stuff. But I feel like true talent will show in time. It will be really cool one day to see Doechii make an album that will eventually be considered a classic, or Yeet to make an album that will eventually be considered a classic, or really anyone blowing up right now to make an album that would be considered a classic. And while I think the Doechii hate is really overblown, and honestly kind of stupid if I'm being honest, I genuinely think she will prove herself in time. If she's truly here for the long run, she will eventually show that. So if you're someone who doesn't like Doechii for whatever reason, and you just haven't given her music a fair shot outside of Anxiety, I highly recommend checking out Alligator Bites Never Heal. I think it's a great mixtape, and trust me, there's a lot of great music on there. So yeah, I don't know how to conclude this. Bye. Subscribe or else I'll expose your deepest, darkest secret.